The RV Show USA is brought to you by Flagstaff, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
Folks, Cannon is the owner of RV Station. You hear me talk about him every single week as being the epitome of what a great RV dealer should be. They got 8 great locations, 7 in Texas, 1 in Oklahoma. So before we get into some viewer comments, what's the 60-second elevator pitch for RV Station? And then we're not going to do a commercial for RV Station. We're going to talk about RVs. So what's the 60-second elevator pitch, Mr. Combs?
You know, what separates us from everybody else is we build good, long-lasting relationships with our customers, just like you pitch. We're not you're not just another dollar sign when you come into RV Station. We take every customer very seriously. We treat them like family, and we make sure that they get 5-star service across the board. I mean, that's the biggest thing is we want their business not only the first time, but we want to make sure we get them in the right RV. And we don't want them to just come in and buy a price or something that we want to get over the curb. We want to make sure it fits their needs exactly, that fits them and their family and their budget perfectly, and then take very good care of them long after the sale. That's about the biggest, quickest elevator speech I can give.
Okay, that's about 58 seconds, so you made it just in time. All right, so I know we're going to talk about
that's funny.
Let me go ahead and mention the winners, because we had a lot of people. We've got 6 more winners, and I'm going to announce your name. That if you hear your name called, you've got a week to claim your prize. We'll send you a prize, but you got a week to claim it. And so here they go. We got Neil Suchi, Joe Honor, David Christner, David Gibson, Kenny Gray, and somebody on YouTube named Thomas. So, Thomas, Neil, Joe, David, Kenny, and Thomas, you guys are our winners. Y'all answer the question, what's the one thing you wish you would have known before you bought your RV? Cannon, what do you think most people want after they get their RV? They go, oh, I wish I would have known that. Talk to me about some of those things that, from your perspective.
Man, the biggest one I always get is, man, we bought this thing, and the power converter doesn't do anything for us. It's designed for minimal use. And they don't know that. They, they'll go in on an ad on some of these dealers for, $99.99, buy this 29-footer, and they don't realize that it's got a 40 amp, converter that's designed for minimal use. It's basically a battery charger. It can only handle minimum amount of 120 volts. And they don't do anything, and they realize, man, I don't have what I need to power my RV.
But how, Cannon? How does somebody, if somebody doesn't know, they're buying their first RV, they don't even know to ask that question. I mean, it's so far over their head. It's not that they're stupid; they just don't know. I guess that's
know, and that's the biggest thing is you don't know what you don't know, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of them, but there's some dealers out there that will not educate them because they're in a rush to get the people in and get them sold to take them out of the market. You just think about it like this. It's 55 amps minimal, but you can get them as high as 85 amps.
Mm-hmm.
And they can last a lot longer. And that's one of the biggest things that I would look for. Another one is, I actually had someone, I was at my Oklahoma lot yesterday, and someone came in and said they bought a coach and they couldn't get service. They were out 3 months on service. We agreed to service them, and they wanted us to put in new surround for the shower because the shower didn't have any surround on it.
And what does that mean? Describe what that means.
So when you get in a shower, it should have shower walls, right? So this manufacturer built the RV with a shower pan and basically Luan walls. And Luan walls, once they get wet, I mean, they're not going to last very long. I mean, they got a protective thing on them, but they're not like plastic or the high density plastic you can get better in some of these RVs. Some of them are friggin' full fiberglass now, and they're awesome. Some of these higher dollar ones, but yeah, those things have no surround, and literally, your third or fourth trip out, you're miserable. It starts to stay wet, water gets in the walls, and then you just have one problem after another.
And how does this happen? How do I get roped into this kind of stuff if I'm a buyer? It's because I haven't chosen the right dealer. I haven't done enough homework, a little bit of both. Because
it's impulsive buyers. It's funny because I've been talking to one of my best friends from high school, and I'm in the RV business, so I'm a very good source for him. But he's like, dude, I've been spending weeks on the phone. On the internet, and I am doing all my research. And I'm like, good, Sonny, that is what you need to do.
Take your time.
You need to go through every single thing. Obviously, I'm a good resource, and we'll put them in the right RV. But it's kind of crazy that there's people out there that don't do that. There's a lot of people that do it, and especially right now. As you can turn on the news, it is going nuts. It's like the very end of April and the start of May. It's gone to zonkers. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Business is like I've never seen it before.
But Cannon, I'm not trying to throw a wet blanket on anything, but what my concern is as the RV Wingman, as a consumer advocate, is many of these people that are buying a new RV, not everybody, but many of them are going to find out they made a bad decision because they were so emotionally we got cabin fever from the COVID deal. We want to get out, and we fall in love with low payments, and we can get it right now. And they just are going to end up regretting it in 6 or 8 months, and then they're stuck with this thing, and they can't sell it unless they come up with some money because most of the time the depreciation, they didn't put enough down. And so yes, things are good, but choose the right dealer, for heaven's sake. Check their online reviews. I just can't push that enough on people. And do you have the same kind of feeling?
Oh, yeah. And I think more and more people are. I honestly do. I actually read some of I'm always reading your remarks and the last couple of videos you made. I went through a ton of those comments, and there's a ton of people talking about exactly what you're talking about. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, you got to slow down the process. You got to make sure you're getting the right RV. There's so many things that people look over, and it's the biggest thing is once you pick your dealer, get online and read their reviews. Reviews have never been more important, especially in our business. The reviews tell the whole story, right?
Yeah, they do. And folks, by the way, RV Station is not the biggest RV dealer in Texas, and they probably never will be. But they are an unusual dealer. They're a boutique kind of a dealer. Most of your stores, I guess 7 out of 8 of your stores, are kind of a ways, an hour or so a ways from the real high prices that you'll find, real estate prices in the Metroplex areas. And so you've got great locations just an hour away from the big cities, which means lower prices on RVs.
Exactly. We're paying cheaper. We're paying cheaper for the dirt, and so when we have less overhead, it transfers to the customer's pocket. We sell RVs for less, and we have all the top brands. There's nothing we don't sell between the 8 locations. There's some high-end motorhome brands that we don't sell, but we're not really a high-end motorhome selling dealer. But we sell everything from Montana, Jayco, Rockwood. Your beautiful Rockwoods, Pumas, Palominos. We sell everything.
Yeah, I know you do.
And the thing is you can get online. It's not a spill. Look at our reviews. I tell people all the time, don't take it from me, man. Read our reviews and see what people say. In fact, I was reading one comment that you had from somebody that's saying, hey, I didn't know that you couldn't get it in for the summer to make repairs. We get our people in for the summers.
If you got the right dealer, you can.
Yeah, you can get them in. If you go buy at a huge dealer that's selling a ton of RVs, they don't have time to service you. To be honest with you, they're not going to sell them any cheaper than we are.
Yeah,
So,
let me go to a couple of these comments, and we're going to get back to some of the reasons why not to buy an entry-level RV. Neil had posted that he wishes that the dealer that he bought from would have told him the truth about his truck, because he later found out that the truck that his truck was not big enough for the trailer that the dealer ended up selling him. That happens a lot, doesn't it?
Let me, dude, this is so funny how this works. I cannot make this up. The friend that I was just talking about that started hitting me up about RVs, he tells me what he wants. And so I called and said, okay, I'm pretty sure we know what Sonny wants. He's actually going to a dealer tomorrow. And the GM calls me and says, hey, Cannon, he can't tow that truck. He can't tow that trailer. Not with his truck. It's too much trailer. And so I had to call him back and say, dude, you can't have that. And he's like, well, yes, I can. I'm going to buy a bigger truck. I said, okay. So he wants that RV, and it's a Puma. It's a 31-footer, but it measures out to be 35 feet. And that's another thing people don't understand. In the RV business, we're the OEs are really known for putting 30-foot, 29 FD when they're 29 FD, Jake or whatever, it could be 35 feet. They always put a smaller number on it. A lot of people don't know that. So for a 31-foot Puma, measures out to actually be 36 or 37 feet, and for a half-ton truck that only tows 8,500 pounds, that trailer weighs 8,200 pounds unloaded.
Right.
That's too much trailer.
Right.
Too much trailer. And so that's the first thing we ask. We don't do that.
But you've got I think you've got something on your website. You've got something on the website that I can type in what kind of a vehicle I've got, and will tell me what I can tow. Yeah, I think you do.
Yes. But you still got to be careful with that too. Because here's the thing. If some people think that because my truck can weigh can tow 8,500 pounds, I can tow the 8,200 pound trailer, which you can't. So you got to have some room in there.
Yeah.
Your truck will pull it, but it won't stop it.
And it's not safe. It's not safe. All right, let's go. I'm going to talk. You mentioned something about the showers. One of the things that drives me crazy in some of these entry-level RVs is there's no skylight. And the headroom is not very much in some of these showers. And you're a big old tall guy. You know that for sure.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is no skylights in the showers. Because the problem is even for an average-sized dude, 5'10", 5'11", to get in one of those showers without the skylight, you're pretty tight. Because what happens is you got to step up into it. So you step up into it, takes another 6 inches, 7 inches, or whatever it is to step up, and it's tighter. Make sure the bathroom has a skylight.
And a vent fan, an exhaust fan.
Oh, that's so important. We actually had an OE pitch us an entry-level trailer last year, and it had no exhaust fan in the bathroom, and that's like a major no-no for obvious reasons.
Yeah, but once the moisture, you've got to get the moisture out of there. It's just hot. It's muggy. You don't want wetness inside your RV. That's for sure. So anyway, this is such good stuff. What about a water heater bypass? A lot of people don't even think about that. Talk to me about the importance of no water heater bypass.
Well, it's very difficult to winterize a unit without a built-in water heater bypass. Water heater bypass is it's very important. It's one of the things that has to be on your checklist. Has to be. You just have to. You got to have it. Some other thing I was going to tell you about it. Particle board. You got to look out for low-grade particle board floors. There's actually some OEs that are using some particle board, and it's not a glue chip board. It's actually a particle board. They'll say it's a glue chip board. You got to be careful of that. Look for marine-grade plywood. Marine-grade plywood, roof decks as well. That's important. And even in the bed bases, they'll put them in the bed bases. You got to look for that. You got to look kind of underneath it for the details of these trailers.
Say my advice is I tell people go slow. Ask the salesperson, what do you not like? What do you not like about this RV? Because the likes are, you can obviously see the things you like. Ask the salesman, what do you not like about this? What do you wish the manufacturer would have done differently? What am I going to know if I buy this thing a year, 2 years from now that I'm going to regret? And if they say nothing, it's going to be the perfect RV. Well, I just don't. I don't think that that's being altogether honest.
The perfect RV is almost non-existent. In the RV world, you almost have to always give up something for something else. Because if you think about it, we're always talking about in the RV world, there's 4 living areas. You got a bedroom, a bathroom, a living area, and a kitchen. So if you've got kids and bunks, you need bunks, and you're going to have to give up some of your bedroom. You're going to have to give up some of the kitchen. There's always a swap, one thing for the other. So what we try to tell our customers is we try to ask them exactly what you just said. What's most important? How are you going to use the RV? And then we start directing you in the right direction of buying the right RV.
All right,
listen. It's not something that you could. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say we're going to begin to kind of wrap this up. I want to get Cannon Combs' advice. Like you said, you have a friend that's going to be buying an RV right now. If I was a friend, if I'm somebody, what advice would you give me if I'm kind of on the fence right now? I'm going, gosh, I think I want to buy an RV. Do I need to hurry up and buy one now? Do I need to wait? Maybe there's going to be a fire sale coming up this fall. What kind of advice would you give your friend?
Always, just like I said a second ago, reviews. First, pick a dealer that's got the great reviews. Always, because the reviews tell the whole story. So, you want to get the best deal, too. So, get online. I sold one to one of my other best friends from high school a year ago, and he just told me the other day, he said, well, I checked you out. I had to make sure you're being honest. It's like, really, Chris? And he's like, well, just to check you. But no, I tell all of our people like that, look, if you're going to come in and buy a trailer from me and you want to make sure it's the right price, get online. The Internet tells you everything. Because you can get these trailers and you can just put in the trailer you want and Google it. Once you do all the research, Google it, find the price after you get the best dealer. I would always tell these people, look at the dealer first. Then once you find your RV, then get online, Google it. Then go to that dealer and challenge that dealer to sell it for where you're found it. If you bring that deal into a dealer, I'm going to match anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you want to buy from strong dealers, and there's a lot of us out here.
Yeah.
We're not the only good dealers. A lot of great servicing dealers. But there's some that they don't. Some are made to make money. So there's a lot of RV dealers out there that are literally out there to make money, and that's their number one objective. At RV Station, we make money too. We're a business. We have to make money to keep our doors open. We have to make money to keep our employees. But look, we do it the right way. We put our heads on our pillows at night very, very, very easily because we give people the right deals and we take care of them long after the sale. And that's the biggest thing with all of us at RV Stations. We take care of the customer.
That's what I tell every week. It is so important. You're not just buying an RV. You're buying the relationship with the dealer. And if you don't think it's important, you will. Eventually, you will realize how important that relationship is. And I commend you guys. I mean, y'all make a living. You don't make a killing. You do a terrific job. The reviews are authentic. They're not all perfect either, but I do know that when you get somebody that's hot under the collar, you actually pick up the phone and do everything you can to fix the situation.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen very often, but when we get some, we talked about this many times. There's some people that are not realistic, and unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about them. But they're very few and very far between. And there's times we make mistakes, and we'll always back it up.
You just own them if you make them. All right, Cannon Combs, thank you so much. Thanks for spending some of your night with me and with all of our viewers. I appreciate it.
Sorry, my camera didn't work. I actually combed my hair. It hadn't been combed in at least a couple of weeks.
I haven't had hair to comb in a couple of decades, brother. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
All right, take care. That's
Bye-bye.
A good guy right there, I'm telling you. Cannon Combs with RV Station. If you're looking for an honest dealer, a great dealer with great brands, I hope that you will give Cannon and his team an opportunity to earn your business. They really are. They're as good as you will find anywhere. If you're in the state of Texas or within driving distance of Texas, give them the opportunity to earn your business. You will not regret it. You can check them out at rvstation.com, just like the sign says on the wall behind me, rvstation.com. I want to do a couple of shout-outs. Who we got? Who do we have here? I must be clicking the wrong thing. Have y'all enjoyed the show tonight, the live stream? Let me give you a little preview of what's going to be on the radio show. Again, this is the RV Show USA. This is the live stream version of the radio show. All right? We do a radio program that broadcasts on stations nationwide on Saturdays and Sundays via the Westwood One satellite and the XDS receiver, blah, blah, blah. But it airs on Saturdays and Sundays in different markets from California to Florida. And it's very structured. We have to follow what's called the show clock. And we have a lot of fun, but it's a different kind of a program. It's more regimented than this is. We don't get a chance to cut up and have fun and all that. Like we do here. Stand by. Let me back up. Okay, now I can see a lot of people that are there. Brian and Rachel, and there's Brian again, and Rachel again, and Larry. We got a whole bunch of people. Ann and Gordon Sears. How you doing, Gordon? I see you here a lot. We appreciate y'all, each and every one of you, for being here. So on the radio show this weekend, let's see, what do I have? I've got a guy named Tony Barthel. I've never met Tony personally, but he has a website called stresslesscamping.com. Everything he does is to try to be chill, try to be cool. And I'm not talking about cool in the, Canon Combs cool type of sense. I'm talking about cool, just stress-less camping. He does a really good job. I met him actually because he's a fellow Rockwood fan, and I met him, online. He's a good guy, great talker, and he has his place in Northern California. He calls it Camp Boredom. I don't believe it. He's so bored, though, he says he goes out. He's not a full-time RVer. He prefers to sleep in his driveway, in his Rockwood, than he does in his house. I don't think that's Camp Boredom. I think that's called Camp Cool. I'm also going to tell the story again. I might as well tell it. I started out this live stream by telling you some stupid stories, some people that do stupid stuff. So if you didn't catch it, I'm going to tell them to you right now. A lady goes to Yellowstone Park. Yes, Yellowstone Park is open up again. People are pouring into Yellowstone. And this woman, she looks over. She said, "Oh, my God, that's a buffalo. Where's my camera?" And she grabs her camera, and instead of staying in her car, she goes and she gets out of the car. She walks over. "I'm going to take a picture of that buffalo." That buffalo says, "That's what you think." And the buffalo turned into a buffalo, a 2,000-pound charging, stomping beast, and he tried to stomp some sense into her. Not sure if he did. It didn't hurt her very badly. It kind of bruised her ego, I think. But it's what possesses somebody to do something. They see an opportunity, they just get stupid. Let me tell you something about somebody else that did something really stupid. Did you hear the one about the guy that got in the cage with a full-grown mountain lion? This is not a joke. He has no explanation for why he did it. He just thought it would be cool and he could tame this big cat. So he got in the cage with a full-grown mountain lion. The cat almost took his life. Now, that guy was a real idiot. I mean, a first-class world record moron. And the reason I know this is I'm that guy. I made that stupid decision, and I have no idea. At the time, I thought it was the right decision, but every moment since then, I thought, Alan Wingman, you idiot. I think we're all capable of making great decisions, and sadly, we're capable of making some really boneheaded decisions. I don't want you to make a bonehead decision when you are buying an RV. When you're owning an RV, it's important to keep our head in the game. Don't walk up on a buffalo. Make sure you unplug from the shore power before you drive off out of the campground. We had somebody not long ago. They were on their honeymoon. That may explain it. They literally forgot to unplug from shore power. They ripped everything out when they were driving right out of the Big Chief with 20 feet of junk dragging behind them. It was a very expensive repair and very embarrassing, but their head was not in the game. But again, it was their honeymoon, so I think that they have a pretty good reason. All right, one more. This dude in Jasper, Texas, I think I told this story. I know I told the story earlier. And he had a junker Lincoln Navigator, and the Navigator, he's getting rid of it, but he didn't want to leave anything in it. It's just going to go to the junkyard, and it's full of gas. So what does the guy do? He gets a couple of buckets, and he goes underneath and gets underneath it, and he cuts the fuel line, and he starts dumping the gas into the buckets. Everything's cool, except he forgot to take the lit cigarette out of his mouth. And things did not end up well for this guy. And Anyway, he didn't get killed, but he did get the scalding of his life. Again, another example of keep your head in the game. Situational awareness is really important, and I hope that everybody will keep their head in the game when they're buying an RV and when they're using their RV. RVing is supposed to be fun. It can be, but it's also a responsibility. We have to take care as owners of what our maintenance. We got to get up on the roof. We got to check things, and then we have to expect the dealer and the manufacturer to live up to their end of the deal as well. So you can catch our show, the radio show, if you like to, on our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. You can go to thervshowusa.com and, click on the right button, and you'll be able to download any of our shows for the last 3.5 years. I think that's going to do it. I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of our growing community, our growing number of viewers. If you like the show, please don't keep it a secret. We do this every single Wednesday. We'll be here next Wednesday night, starting at 7 p.m. Central Time. We give away a lot of prizes. Steve Rice says he learned a lot for a first-time viewer. Thank you. Look forward to the next one. Well, Steve Rice, we appreciate you being here. I want to thank our great sponsors, Cannon Combs with RV Station, Kevin Fraser at Cheyenne Camping Center, and the wonderful people at PPL Motorhomes. As I always say, without y'all, we wouldn't have them. Without them, we wouldn't have y'all. It's a great family, a great relationship. If you have the opportunity to do business with them, please give them the opportunity to earn your business. You will not be disappointed. I want to hear from you. If you buy an RV or you sell an RV through any of our dealers, I'd like to hear how your experience went. Good, especially if it's bad. I promise I will look into it. I don't think that's going to happen, but I will look into it. I give you my word. All right, until next week, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, reminding you, be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't you dare leave your good manners at home. So long, everybody.